Aloha, I'm Rosie.
Aloha, I'm Aimee.
And we are learners of Kekuhi, Kealiʻikanakaʻoleohaililani in Halau, Ohia.
Sure.
We composed this mele for the Symphony of Hawaiʻi Seas, and the theme and the very big imagery associated with this is Kanaloa. Who's Kanaloa?
Yeah, we explore you guys to look into this a little bit more with your kumu. But Kanaloa, maybe a lot of people have a relationship with Kanaloa being the ocean or the big ocean person, and Kane, the counterpart, being more of the freshwater. But there's so many more layers, and we're gonna explore that a little bit in our Hula and our Mele text that we're gonna share, in all of its expansiveness.
Yeah. So when you look at the text, one thing you'll notice is we have one repeated line that says Iola Kanaloa, Iola Kākou. So when Kanaloa thrives, when our oceans thrive, we all thrive. And that really speaks to the connectivity between the ocean and people.
Yeah, and you're gonna notice it keeps repeating, right? Like Rosie said. Usually in a mele, when you're learning a hula or a chant, if it repeats, it must be pretty important.
Super important.
We're just gonna keep saying it. We're gonna say it really big at the very end too. So if you learn one thing, we encourage you to learn the whole mele and the whole chant. But that's the important one if you want to jump in on.
Yes. The type of mele that this is called Hula Pa'i Umauma. Pa'i Umauma means to, Pa'i means to strike your umauma, your chest. And that is a hula that is very good for kind of when you are kind of feeling it in your body, movement happens. And the motion that we do that goes with the Pa'i Umauma is for Iola Kanaloa. So you do Iola Kanaloa, Iola Kākou, and it's to also speak of the expansiveness of how big the ocean is, but we also touch ourselves because we have to remind ourselves that even though the ocean seems really big and there's huge spaces that maybe we've never been before, we are still connected to that space.
Yeah, and I want to make a note, if you were with us for the Symphony of the Hawaii Forests, which is the previous year, it might look a little familiar, this Pa'i Umauma, this hitting of the chest. I believe that one we hit our arms, but this one's going to be this version of Pa'i Umauma, and that mele was Kawai Ke Kumuola. So we honor that sequence of going from the forest to the oceans to have something a little familiar for you folks. And
this is an original composition, but we rooted it very much in Hawaii. And what that means when you have a mele that you compose is that it's very referential. It makes reference to, including concepts, maybe even phrases from other chants or oli. And in your mele text, it has footnotes that explain very explicitly which chants that we have drawn upon. And so that's just one element that really roots it. And then another is the ea, or the way that it is chanted. Sure, yeah. And so we are very lucky to have received permission from Auntie Pualani Kanakaʻole Kanahele to utilize and borrow the ea, or the way that the rhythm of how we chant this, from another chant called Hānau Kana, which is about Kanaloa also. So it has a lot of really good connections and to other mele, and that's how you can tell that this is something that really culturally and conceptually is rooted in Hawaii.
Yeah, and pay attention to this part because you see how we ask permission when we're borrowing. So same thing goes for this. We wrote this mele specifically for the Symphony of the Hawaiʻi Seas, and so that all of our haumana and our students and our schools can learn this. If you are going to use this in another kind of setting and you feel like this is going to be really useful for any kind of teaching, just ask. It's the Hawaii protocol of asking. So find us and just shoot us an email or something. Yeah, just come talk story.
Yeah. So the way that it's going to be organized is, this is your orientation video. We're also going to have individual videos that have the whole mele, and then there are 4 pauku, or 4 verses, and there will be separate videos for each of those where we go over the motions and kind of explain the concepts. So we hope that you enjoy and can delve very deeply into the mele and like learn all of the concepts and layers, explore those layers for yourself and really enjoy it. And we look forward to seeing you on October 23rd. Mahalo.
Hello.